Tonight I will be reviewing the Little Women of Atlanta season 3 episode 5, and this episode did not disappoint, so let's get to it. So the opening scene starts out with everyone at the dinner where everyone's blasting Tonya with questions, and she didn't answer them. She couldn't answer them. And so basically Nicco told everyone to back off, and in a so nice way, but he basically said some kind of derogative towards Andrea, who was sitting next to her boyfriend Chris, who I named the sniper, but I'm going to rename the assassin because that boy is something wrong. So he got offended and charged towards Nicco and Tonya, who were walking out the door. Now, Chris, something is really, really wrong with Chris. But we have to have Chris around because he's just on the edge, okay? I mean, the boy snapped, and I had to rename him from the sniper to the assassin because just like he's the kind of person like he would take everybody out in the room, okay? Like he just like he'll snap and go into a whole nother world where he don't hear anything. He don't care. I mean, it's just, he makes for great television. I am loving Chris. Okay, now, he's a little psycho and I wouldn't date him, let alone have no kids with him, but he's great television. I'm loving Chris. So anyway, after Chris acted a fool, like he was some kind of gang member and charged towards Nicco, who is like 30 times taller than him, but Nicco scooped up Tonya and they basically ran for the car. It was pretty good. Anyway, when they got back to the table, look. Okay, moving on. I had to compose myself because every time I think about Nicco and Tonya, I can't. Oh, moving on. I'll be back. Nicco picked up Tonya and they basically ran to the car. I don't know why this cracks me up, but it does. Now, anyway, so they got back to the table and everybody aired out their grievances and basically all got on the same page to what the hell is wrong with Tonya, and she wasn't acting that way when she was grilling us, so her behavior was a little extreme, and it was also selfish because before this episode, she was in everybody else's Kool-Aid. Like, what about your mugshot, Manny? Remember, she did the smile. And I just thought, I knew that the day would come out when her dirt would come out, but I had no idea she would react the way that she did. I thought she'd be like, okay, I'm busted. My turn to tell my dirt. No. She was like, no, leave me alone. Stop questioning me. Mind your own business. It was insane. You think if you could dish it out, you could take it. So I was really hurt by her response. If you're going to be a badass, you got to be a badass through it all. You can't just dish it out and then not take it, and then not only not take it, cry in the process, and then run to your boyfriend and have to take you back to the car. It's insane. So Tonya, I was shocked at your response. I really thought since you were tough enough to dish it, you will be able to take it, not run off. It's insane. Anyway, moving on. Next we have Juicy. Now, I had no idea Juicy worked for Ricky Smiley. Now, I listened to Ricky Smiley, every day when I'm taking my son to school. And that's probably about a 10-minute ride. I'm not the kind of person that listens to the radio every day. So I was shocked. Now, I know the brat worked for Ricky. Now, either I didn't connect her voice or I'm not in the car long enough to hear Juicy. Or if I heard Juicy, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. So I was shocked to find out Juicy got clout. So I got to rename her Juicy Clout. And everything makes sense now. Because I was thinking, is Juicy a real reality TV bitch? Or is she putting on for a storyline? But now that I know she works for Ricky Smiling, she knows exactly what she's doing. She is putting on for a storyline and doing a damn good job, I might add. She's a pro. She knows how to work a crowd. She knows what she's doing. The only bad thing about this now is that I don't know when Juicy's really having a real reaction to something and when she's putting on. Like, was she really flopping in front of an audience when she was taping her pilot for Sexy Juicy or something Juicy Sex? I don't know what it was called. But I have to question everything she does now because she's a pro. Like, but then I go back and forth like, would you flop on purpose for your TV show, but also kind of clown yourself in front of an audience? I don't know. I mean, you never know. Who knows? But she was flopping pretty bad. Like, it was like, it seemed real, but I got to question everything she does. She is good at this. I don't know. But it was pretty terrible, no offense. You know, that whole pilot thing, you know, I mean, it was pretty bad. You did come back to life at the end. See, I don't know. Was the flopping part a setup? I gotta watch everything Juicy does, but I am 112% determined to find out when she's really reacting to something and when she's giving me a reality TV reaction. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Okay? So moving after Minnie's taping of the pilot, Juicy, why do I keep calling her Minnie? After Juicy's taping of the pilot, all the girls met her in the backstage and was telling her congratulations and everything. And this is the first time all the women were in one room after the whole Tonya situation. So Tonya decides to bring up the subject that she didn't like their behavior. Okay? And I just wonder why anyone didn't tell her, well, we didn't like your behavior either. Well, you was in our business. But nobody said that. But if I would have been there, you know, I would have had to bring it up. But anyway, she starts telling everybody how she didn't appreciate them getting in her business. And then the questions start coming again, like, well, you know, we didn't mean, you know, to say anything. And then Drea was like, hey, how do you think I feel when everybody's questioning Chris? And then she just finally, what episode is this? In episode 5. I've been questioning this since episode 1. She finally dropped the act and told the truth. She told the truth, and I always been saying, I wonder what's going on with her? You know, she always, what's her story? Well, she finally came clean with her story, and it's a doozy. Tonya is a cheater. She was dating her boyfriend, Vaughn, and had an affair with Nicco. Now, that's scandalous. That's scandalous. But it gets worse than that, okay? She got pregnant, okay, and didn't know who claimed she didn't know who the father was. I'm a believer, because if she knew who the father was, but she told that other boy that I'm just going to stick to the story she's saying, okay? Claimed she didn't know who the father was, told Vaughn he was the father. Then the baby was born, and supposedly Nicco had to tell her, the baby looked like me, we should go get it tested because I think I'm the father. Now, I'm going to take her at her word, but I can't help to think, if Nicco looked at the baby and said, the baby looks like him, where the hell was you at? Wasn't you looking at the baby too? Did you realize the baby looked like Nicco? I'm just saying, I ain't trying to bring more trouble to you, Tonya. But if I would have been in that room, I'd have been like, well, who'd you think the baby looked like? And then she would have ran off crying again, and we wouldn't have got the whole story. But supposedly she had to tell, now this is the scandalous part. She had to tell Vaughn he was not the baby's father. Child, that's the most serious storyline on the show. And she wanted to worry about damn Minnie having a mugshot. And by the way, Minnie, we still don't know why you got a mugshot. But this ain't the time or place. Because we got to talk about this. Tonya finally told the truth. Now, that was some serious truth. But everybody was understanding. They were like, shit happens. I mean, that's a lot of shit. But shit happens, and, at least you told the truth, and now I understand everything makes sense. And I just think they let her off the hook. Now, I probably would have let her off the hook too. But for the sake of the TV show, somebody should have said just a little something like, well, girl, you got your nerve with that kind of story questioning us. But nobody said it. And they had enough, I guess, for one episode. So they just let her go. But she seemed to be relieved, as if a weight was lifted off of her shoulders. And you could just see her exhaling. Like, it takes a lot of work to keep up a facade. And usually I'm not into keeping up facades unless we're talking about the next segment. So let's move on to the next segment. So we all know how Tonya telling half-truths drove me crazy. She didn't actually lie like my girl Minnie. I still like her, but, habitual liar. She would just leave off things, as I said before. Like, if she had a boyfriend, she would leave off boy, say he was her friend. And it just drove me crazy. And I don't think anybody should tell half-truths like that. Unless you're Andrea. And because this whole Chris thing is a cycle. It's a revolving cycle. He leaves. She cries. She runs to her family. He comes back. She acts like he never left. It's good. Then he leaves. She runs to her family. He comes. It's just over and over again. And I'm really thinking now, Dre, you should just start lying. Telling half-truths. People be like, where Chris at? And just be like, at the store. And you got to put the smile on it, just like Tonya. At the store. At the store is not a lie. I'm sure he's at the store, just in a different city. See, you should just left that part off. Because this thing with you and Chris, it's going to happen over and over and over again. It's a cycle. But I didn't realize how serious the cycle was until Amanda dropped the tea. That Chris has other children and another baby mama that he could be dipping his toe in the water. You know what I mean? What a god-awful situation. We didn't realize how bad it was, Drea. And my heart went out to you. This explains a lot. I cannot, you guys know, I love the twins. And I cannot see Drea cry. So I know earlier in the episode I said I love Chris, but that was before seeing Drea cry. Now, what an asshole. I cannot stand Chris. You got to get your act together, pick a side, and stop hurting my girl Drea. If you're going to go back to your other baby's mama, bye. Be gone and stop coming back. Drea, everyone can see this is hard for you. And Amanda is there for you and she's trying to help you. But you cannot let him back. You've got to stop this cycle. Now I'm going to give you just a couple more episodes to get your act together. Then I'm going to turn on you. Because I know I got to give you a couple episodes because this is hard. You have 2 babies. And the part that really, really broke my heart, besides seeing you cry, is when you went in the room and you kissed the baby with the feeding tube in her. I mean, you really need him around. Yeah, I'm not going to judge you, Drea. I changed my mind. We're just going to let you figure this out because this is a terrible situation. And so I just hope you guys can, I don't know, but I just wish you would, whatever it takes for you to get out of crying like this, it's so terrible. And everyone knows I love the twins. And Amanda, I can understand your frustrations. And now I understand why you keep helping her. Because even though you're mad at her or frustrated with her, at the end of the day, she's your ride or die. You guys are twins. So I'm going to give you a pass to Amanda. But I'm loving this season. Like, these are real lives. This is what people go through in their real lives. So this show is giving me every kind of emotion, up and down, laugh, sad, crying, laughter. I love this show. It's my favorite show on television. So I don't even have to tell you. I will be back next week. Until then, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.